Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for rejoining us here at the 41st Ryder Cup. Happy to be joined by Rory Mcilroy on my left. On my far left, Thomas Peters. They went 1-1 on the day. We'll open up with general comments from both gentlemen, and then we will open the floor for questions. This is going to be a quick session, so please be ready to come out firing. Rory?
Yeah, I think just, on behalf of the European team as a whole, we're absolutely delighted to go into tomorrow with not quite the deficit that we were facing going into this afternoon's four balls. So as you could probably imagine, the mood in the team room just there was quite buoyant, and definitely feel like there was a shift of momentum this afternoon, and hopefully we can carry that into tomorrow morning.
And Thomas, your thoughts on the day and how it went from your vantage?
Obviously I would love to have 2 points, but I'm quite happy with one at the moment. The way the morning went, the way I played this morning I played quite solid, and kept it going in the afternoon. Made a couple of nice putts when it needed, when they needed to go in, and when they tried to come back at us, but we stepped on them and got four up really quick.
Okay, let's start out here with number 2, please.
Hey, Rory. When you finished out on 16 there, that was a pretty emphatic celebration and whatnot. Can you describe kind of the emotion of that for starters, and just kind of where that came from, and as a follow-up, any worry that kind of action fires up the other side a little bit going forward?
Sorry, what was the first part of that?
What kind of ice cream do you like?
Where did that,
Where did it come from? Oh yeah, I mean, look, for me, even before I hit that putt, I mean, I wanted to put an exclamation point on that session for us. And honestly, I actually thought about the celebration before I hit the putt. So sort of I knew it had a good chance of going in, and it was downhill. I just had to get it started on the right line, and gravity did the rest. And yeah, look, it's a hostile environment out there, and I just want everyone that's watching out there to know how much this means to us, how much it means to me personally, and obviously us as a team. And we're not going down without a fight. It was four zip after the morning. We've pulled it back a good bit, and we plan to pull it back even further going into tomorrow.
Follow-up question, please.
Looking back now, that maybe that motivates them a little bit, that is how fired up that show of emotion?
No worries on my part. I mean, I bowed to them, said you're welcome for the show, and we move on.
Okay, number 1 on the far right, please.
Rory, I know there were a few get in the waters when your ball was in the air, but beyond that, was there anything that made you say it was more hostile than Medina?
Yeah, there was a few things. I mean, it's hostile out there. Look, and it's not. I mean, you get the minority of people that are cheering against the other team. Most of the people out there are respectful and are just cheering really hard for the U.S. team. I mean, that's totally acceptable, and that's exactly what happens in Europe. But still, it's a hostile environment. The people out there don't want you to hole your putt. They don't want you to hit a good shot. So I think when you do hole a putt or hit a good shot, it just makes it that much more satisfying.
Straight back 4, please.
Rory, what do you think of the crowd cheering after a missed putt or a bad shot, for example, and specifically Sullivan's shot into the water on 17, that roar? What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, again, look, it's I'm all for people cheering for their team as much as they possibly can. I mean, that's sports and that's whatever. That was a little disappointing in my eyes that happened. But again, it's a minority of people, and most people out there are being respectful and respectful of the etiquette of our game of golf. And as we said, we want this Ryder Cup to be played in a very sportsmanlike conduct, and a sportsmanlike conduct that the great late Arnold Palmer would be very proud of.
3 on the far right, please.
Hey, Rory, was the celebration in any way sort of an attempt to show that you guys are not fazed by anything that you hear from the crowd, and that you're prepared for that back and forward exchange?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm obviously not fazed by anything that is said by the crowd, and not fazed by anything that the US team throws at us. You know, we were 4-0 down going into this afternoon, and I thought the whole team showed a lot of heart out there. I mean, we played for each other. We went out there with the mindset if we could just win this session somehow, you would be right back in it. And as I said, I wanted to put an exclamation point on the end of that session, and thankfully I was able to do that for my teammates.
One on the right, please.
Roy, forgive the conjecture, but it looked maybe like you didn't shake Austin Johnson's hand intentionally after your celebration. I'm just wondering if there was anything to that.
Oh, did I?
Or if I misread that.
No, not at all. Shit, I get on really well with AJ and DJ and all the Johnson family. I'll have to go and apologize to him. I did not know that. I sort of got caught up in the moment. AJ's I'd class him as one of a good buddy of mine on tour, along with DJ, and yeah, I guess I just got caught up in that whole scenario. So sorry for AJ to do that. It definitely wasn't my intention at all, and I'll send him a text or go and find him in the hotel tonight to apologize to him.
Okay, number 2, please.
My question's for Thomas. Just wanted to know, what was it like being able to play your first Ryder Cup day with the likes of Rory and Lee, and how did that feel to get that sort of experience?
Obviously, it's great to be playing with a veteran like him already.
Yeah.
It's nice to see how he just hits the shots that need to be hit under pressure, and he gets so fired up. Maybe this morning nobody really got fired up on our team, but especially this afternoon it was cool to see how passionate those guys are, and I think I still need to learn because I've been pretty quiet, I think.
Okay, a couple more is all we have time for. Number 3, please.
Rory, after the 4-0 in foursomes, you now have to play it again tomorrow. What's your expectations? How does Darren, in your own mind, switch things up to make it more of a chance to get some points out of foursomes?
Yeah, no, that's a good question, Alex. I think when we looked at those pairings on paper last night going into the foursomes, we didn't expect that was going to be the case, that was going to happen. So, and neither did the vice captains or Darren. So, yeah, that's what they're doing right now. Darren and his vice captains are trying to make a plan of what order we're going to go tomorrow and who's going to play with who. But obviously there was, every partnership didn't quite work, but some played a little bit better than others, and we'll probably. My guess is stick with a couple of those pairings and then maybe mix it up a little bit, but definitely something we need to address going into tomorrow if we want to ride this little wave of momentum that we have. We obviously need to address it.
Okay, one more in English, number 3, and then we're going to close it in Dutch. Number 3, please.
Rory, just a boring golf question. Can you just talk us through the shot on 16, the approach, the club distance, etc., and how difficult a shot it was and how pleased you were to pull it off?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a perfect number for me. It was 226, a little in off the right. And it was a good 4-iron. I just had to put a good swing on a 4-iron, and it was actually nice where Matt Kuchar's ball was. It gave me a nice starting point or target to aim at, and I knew the wind could just sort of let it drift left and get a little bit closer to the hole. And hit a great shot. If anything, my iron play wasn't that good today. I missed a few out to the right, but really committed to that one and hit a good one. And again, as I said earlier, the putt was so fast. I just had to get it rolling and started on the right line, and I knew maybe 2 or 3 feet out that it was going in. And just nice to win the match. Nice to get that point on the board personally, but also for the team. And it'll make tonight feel that little bit better, but we need to regroup and do it all again tomorrow.
Okay, wrap it up 2 for Thomas.
Thomas, could you answer one question in Dutch for us, please? Could you just give us your thoughts on the day, and your first experience of Ryder Cup golf?
Dat was een geweldige ervaring. Om deze morgen te verliezen was natuurlijk niet wat ik wou. Maar toch, ik voel dat ik goed aan het spelen was, dat ik goede balanslag was, ik had goede puts gemaakt. En om dan in de namiddag terug te mogen spelen met Rory was een beetje een droom. Hè. Ik heb deze namiddag ook vrij goed gespeeld. Ik heb een paar heel goede puts gemaakt. En als hij uit positie was, sloeg ik de goede shots. En als het ging omgekeerd ook goed. Dus zeer tevreden. You get that, Rory?
Yeah, well
Yeah.
done.
Well said.
done.
Yes.
All good.
Take us home. Thank you, gentlemen, both of you, and enjoy your evenings.
Yep, thanks.